evening. Welcome to another edition of Focus with Tim Thomas. I am your host, Tim Thomas. Glad you've joined us for this edition of our program. We encourage you to call someone, let them know Focus is on the air. We're coming to you from the Hopkins County Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we're certainly glad that you're tuning in. We have with us the president of the Hopkins County Regional Chamber of Commerce, Mrs. Leslie Cornell. Leslie, welcome.
Thank you so much, Tim. It's good to be here.
Good to be here, and thank you for opening up your beautiful office here for us to sit down and have a conversation.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to talk to you.
Yes, for you that are listening in, Leslie has been with the Chamber as president now for about 1 year.
That's right, 1 year.
A lot of great things have been taking place in that 1 year. We've seen a lot of changes, a lot of good changes that has taken place. And if you will, just kind of give us your thoughts on this 1 year experience.
Right. Okay. So, of course, last July, I started with the Chamber, and it's been an exciting year, Tim, and getting to know the board, of course, and you're on my board, so yes. Thank you for your service to the Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate what you do. Getting to know the board members, our ambassadors, our members, that's very important. So I've been trying to get out and visit as many of those as possible and schedule as many meetings with our members and as possible. So we have a lot of events throughout the year. So now that 1 year is under my belt, I kind of have a feel for how all of those events go, what we may need to do to mix it up or change it up a bit. And then we've added some new things, and we'll talk about those.
Absolutely.
But yes, it's been good, and we've brought on some new members, and there's some exciting things happening.
Well, you know, actually we've come full circle. I think when I first met you,
yes,
you started working here at the Chamber of Commerce.
That's right. It was around 2005.
Right.
Lisa Miller at that time was the president, and had an opportunity to come. I started out as the membership coordinator, and wasn't here that long, but eventually went to work for the city of Madisonville and was with the city for about 10 years. So,
right, because we all were just like, oh my God, she's leaving Madisonville. You know, you were doing such an excellent job there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, I love the community. I mean, this is my hometown, and so there's, you know, always something going on, and we're all really working hard and working together to really try to build a quality of life for our residents and bring new residents in, and we want to bring those young people back home so we can grow Hopkins County.
Sure. Tell us a little bit of what does the Chamber do?
Sure. Well, we're here to promote commerce and business, the business community, but also improve the quality of life. So our mission is we are an advocate for, we are a champion for business and advocate for community. So we work with our local legislators, our local elected officials. We work with community members and businesses to grow the economy, to help start new businesses. We work closely with economic development, the school systems. You know, there are many partners in a community, and it takes all of us to partner together, to put our brains together and figure out some new strategies to bring in new business and help develop a quality of life that people want when they move into a new place.
Sure, and would you not say the Chamber is an integral part of a hub?
Absolutely. We kind of think we're the first door that people walk through when they either, you know, they're looking for a place to move, or you know, they're in a community. If they don't know the answer, a lot of times they pick up the phone and they call the Chamber. We laugh and we say we get a lot of crazy questions, but we're happy to answer those questions. That's why we're here. You know, we need to know a little bit about everything, because we need to, you know, know where to send people and get them connected to the right people.
And you were speaking of events, and I know that you host a number of events during the year. What kind of events do you basically host?
Okay, so they vary. Some of them are social events, like our Chamber Golf Classic, which we just had, and we appreciate everyone who either sponsored or played. And shout out to Lakeshore Country Club. They did an excellent job hosting us, and so it was a great event. We also have educational events like hot topic luncheons. We try to provide topics to our members and to the community that they might be interested in, whether it's an educational topic, like we just had Dr. Jay Box, who is the president of KCTCS, and so he came in and talked to our members, and we have holiday open house.
Yes.
Actually, we're doing a new one. It's a back to school shop local extravaganzas.
Wow.
It's this weekend, August 2nd and 3rd, so
Yes.
maybe a little after they see this episode, but we do what we can to try to promote people to shop local, because in the day and age of the Amazons and shopping online, it's puts a burden on
Sure.
on our local boutiques and things of that nature when people, don't make the decision to shop
Yes.
in their stores. So
And I know you're one-on-one going to businesses
Yes.
throughout our community and kind of talking with them and meeting with them. And haven't you found that to be a positive thing, to be able to do that? Because it really lets them know the chamber is interested in what is taking place with them.
Absolutely, and I just love to hear people's stories. And sometimes I just drop in just to say hello, and they may not have time to sit and chat. Many times my appointments are scheduled, and we'll take 30 minutes and we'll talk about what their needs are and how we can be more helpful to promote what they're doing. And sometimes when I just drop by, they're really happy to talk, and I get to hear the story of how their business started, and or maybe their parents owned the business years ago, and now they're a new generation of owners, and they're doing things different, and it's just exciting. I love to hear the stories of our business owners.
Well, and when you think about that, and small businesses that are flourishing in the community, it has to give you great satisfaction.
It does.
To see how the chamber is playing a part in that and the growth of that.
It does, and so there are so many people that, again, I keep going back to the stories. There are many untold stories that we just don't know about. They're like hidden gems. We see maybe the restaurants that we go to on a regular basis, or the boutiques, because those are places where we buy a product, either clothes or food. But maybe a hidden manufacturer that is supplying something to a mining facility or something of that nature, that may not be a place where just you and I, everyday person goes to. Sure. So those are the stories that are very interesting to me, and we want to tell more of those stories to everybody.
Sure.
Get their message out.
Absolutely. You spoke earlier about how people are now going to online with Amazon, and that is I know an integral part of what you're trying to do to promote shopping locally.
Yes.
How is that impacting?
Well, I know people don't like to be told what to do, and so sometimes we hear, well, don't tell me to shop local, but if we can continue to just try to get people to understand that when you do spend your money here, you're supporting a neighbor, you're supporting a friend, a family member, and you're sending their children to school, and you're helping them raise a family, and building a better community. So we're just trying to continue to send that message out, not telling anyone what to do. We just want everyone to understand. It's helping to educate people. They pay taxes here. They're invested in this community, and we want to be supportive of them. So,
and it's important to do that, and to show that concern.
Yes, but the online is a concern. I mean, the reality is there.
And that's just not, of course, that's all across our country, really.
It is. It's in every community, and it's just there's the convenience of it, and so we're going to have to continue to work hard and try to overcome. That's
right. We were speaking earlier about the board. Seem to have an excellent board that you're working with. Everybody seems to click.
We do. We have a very good board.
Talk a little bit about the board and what each one brings to the table.
Sure. Well, our board is comprised right now I think we have 23 members, and it's a mixture of either financial institutions, small business, nonprofit, things of that nature. And so we have a 7-member executive committee that I say they kind of do the heavy lifting. That's where they really vet the hard decisions, and if it makes it out of the executive committee, it comes to the board, and you all will address it at that point. But everybody really does work well together. We put together a retail committee recently, and that group has really been working hard, and we can talk a little bit about more about what they're doing.
Sure.
Yeah. So back when I first came in, it was probably in the fall, we had a Hot Topic luncheon, and we hosted the Hopkins County Economic Development Corporation, and they were talking about what they do. And one of the things that they said they do not do is recruit retail. And so we began to look around and say, okay, who in this community is recruiting retail and restaurants? And we say retail, we're talking about restaurants and retail. And while we all do a little bit, there's not one program that is focused specifically on that in this community. So the chamber felt like that may be something, an area where we can make an impact on the quality of life, because when you look at we'll take Baptist Health or Owensboro Health, for instance. When they're recruiting a physician or a highly skilled, licensed practitioner, or maybe an engineer at GE, someone of that nature, and they're bringing their family in to looking to relocate into a community, they're looking at all of those things. They're looking at parks, they're looking at schools, they're looking at restaurants and shopping and
the overall
picture.
Yes.
So what can we do to improve that piece of that pie? And so we put together a committee, and we are currently in the stages of collecting data, and we're almost complete. We're actually getting ready to send out a survey to try to collect some more data from our members. And then we will be trying to identify maybe some good fits for our community where we can send that data to, try to get them to come in for a visit, see if we can show them some properties, see if there's any interest there. So,
and that retail committee is very important. It's going to be important in future things that you do in bringing people in. How many serves on this retail committee?
I think there are 5. So we have Trish Knoll from the Tourism Commission, who now all of these members are on our board. Yes, so Trish Knoll, Elizabeth Oldham, Terry Douglas, Aaron Spencer is the chair of the committee, Cameron Edwards, and then Ree Ashby. So those 6.
A great group.
Yes, great group.
And that's kind of across the board.
Yes.
And really good to have tourism involved as well.
Yes, it is very, very important. And Trish brings a lot of experience in the retail sector as well, because that was her profession for many years. So she has a lot of knowledge in that area.
You spoke earlier about ambassadors.
Yes.
Those that may be listening may not know what the ambassadors are and what they do.
Yeah, I say that our ambassadors are the public relations arm of the chamber. So ambassadors are representatives from our chamber member businesses that make a commitment. It's just sort of we do ask them to sign a little contract, but it's more so that they understand what the commitment is. And they attend ribbon cuttings, they go to chamber after hours, they help to volunteer at our events throughout the year. They help recruit members for us, and just kind of whatever we ask them to do, and they'll come to us and say, hey, what do you need? I've got some time today, what do you need? If it's stuffing envelopes or anything like that. But
somebody that's listening may be interested in becoming an ambassador. How does how can they do that?
Okay. Well, if they're a chamber member, if their business is a chamber member, or they're personally a business owner and they're a chamber member, so they would just contact me or any of our office staff and say, hey, I'm interested in being a chamber member. It's a little short application, very simple, and there's no fee to join. A lot of chambers do charge for their ambassadors to join. We get you a nice little name badge.
Oh,
name
really
tag.
official stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then we meet once a month to kind of go over what's coming up, and if there's a large event, say our Evening of Stars, annual banquet, that sort of thing, we'll kind of be in planning mode and ask for volunteers, and so.
Yeah. I know that when we talk about the chamber and the importance of the chamber and people being involved, especially where businesses are concerned, we may have people out there that's listening that maybe want to join the chamber.
Yes.
Give us some ideas of prices or whatever to become an individual as well as a business.
Okay, so an individual, just let's say Leslie Cornell did not own a business and she just wanted to be involved and be aware of what's going on in the community. It would be $100 to join as an individual.
That's for a year.
That's for 1 year, yes. And all of these are for 1 year. If you are a nonprofit organization, it is $150. If you are a business with 10 or less employees, that's what we consider the base rate of $250 per year. And then, so it goes up. The price does go up based on your number of employees. We do offer this is a fairly new program, if you will, but it's called the Ach Option. And so someone that may be on a budget and can't afford the upfront cost, we give you the option to divide your payments over four payments per year, quarterly payments, but you have to agree to have that withdrawn automatically out of your account.
Sure.
But that's an option and a way for people to, it's not as much of a burden maybe financially.
And it helps, but being a part of the chamber has so many benefits.
Yes, so let's talk about benefits.
Yes.
So one, I think the biggest benefit that people enjoy is just staying connected in what is going on in the community. So we send out a weekly e-newsletter. It has a list of what's going on with us, our events, but our members, the city of Madisonville, all of their events, all of the things that are happening in the community are in our newsletter.
Throughout Hopkins County?
Yep, throughout Hopkins County. And so you have an opportunity to participate in important surveys. We have one going out tomorrow to our members. This is an opportunity for our members to tell us what they think about doing business in Hopkins County. Do you think there are some disadvantages, or what are the advantages? What was your experience? And so that's going to help with our retail committees, our work. So anybody that joins, or maybe you're expanding or having a renovation, we'll do a ribbon cutting. That's at no additional cost. You can do an after hours. We just had a great after hours at Tunco and Cornerstone Prep School. Cornerstone Prep School is one of our newest members, and so they really did a fantastic job putting that after hours together.
Right, and when you were talking about networking,
networking.
It's such a great opportunity for individuals.
That's right.
To I've met so many people that I would not have met ordinarily.
Yes.
That has started new businesses, or just the other day at Tunco, I had met some, but I hadn't met a lot of the people that were there, that owned that place, and being able to sit down and talk with them and know exactly what they're doing, it's just a great way of networking and learning your community.
And I will use a lady that, she actually no longer lives in the community, but Carol Jones is a good example of someone who was not from here, moved here for a short time. She was here for a few years, had a small business. She immediately joined the chamber, and she has a very outgoing personality, but she knew that the chamber was her doorway to get connected to this community.
And our business thrived.
And her business thrived. And so that's the biggest thing that I can say is the chamber can help you get connected. It is a doorway to a lot of connections. So that's what we can provide. There are many other benefits, advertising opportunities. We do print our chamber magazine every fall. It actually comes out in January, but we work on that with our local paper. And then we have every other year we do our membership directory. Something very exciting, we're really excited about this. We are getting a brand new website.
Wow.
Yes. Our membership database is managed by a program called Chamber Master. And so we have contracted with Chamber Master to build a website for us. And so we have started that process. We've engaged in the contract. They cater to chambers, and so they know what chambers need. Our members will really enjoy this. Once the website is finished, we're going to offer a program called Chamber 101, maybe called something else, but basically a Chamber 101 where members can come in, learn about all the advantages of being a member, learn how to work their site. They'll have a login for their page. They'll be able to upload videos, pictures, all kinds of information. They'll be able to offer member-to-member benefits. We've got some ideas about maybe having a little keychain QR code for, this is where you go to get all of your member-to-member benefits.
Yes.
And so you can take advantage of a lot of discounts. And so lots of stuff going on.
It's lots of stuff, and you offer so much, and even when you think about just this place itself, you have a beautiful conference room that is high-tech, that the community can
Yes, and
take
so
advantage
and
of.
that is a huge, that's another benefit to our members. So anyone that joins, we have a large conference room that seats up to, probably 40 is the max that you could seat comfortably. And then we have a small conference room that would seat up to 10. All the technical equipment that you need, they use it for free. Our members use it for free. Now there is a charge for anyone that is a non-member, but it's not a lot. I mean, it's a small charge. But yes, we have great facilities. They would just call us and see if the date's available, and we have a lot of members that use it on a regular basis, and they love it.
Yes, and you see so many people coming in and out, meetings day and in the evenings as well.
Too. Yep.
And that really speaks a lot for the chamber, and it really lets the community know that we have a chamber that is alive and well.
Yes, and this is not my space. This is not the board space. No, this is the community space.
Yes.
And this is the City of Madisonville's building. We are very fortunate to be here, and I thank them for allowing us to live here.
Yes.
But this is a community space, and we want to do all we can to open it up to whoever needs it.
Right, and let me ask you this question: what gives you the most satisfaction in this present job you're in now? What gives you the greatest satisfaction?
When the businesses succeed, when they're growing, when they have days where they've achieved a great milestone, or that's what we're here to do. When if we're able to, it may not be a business, it may be the college. They're working on their MCC Accelerate program. If they're recruiting students now, we want that to grow, because if they're growing in that means our, people are getting education, and that leads to work-ready community,
Yes.
Initiatives, and there's just, we want people to be successful.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah, and that's just we can see that because the seeds that have already been planted, we can see how they are fertilizing and coming forth and growing.
Yeah, and it takes time.
It does.
It takes time.
It takes a lot of watering, doesn't
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And not all days are, some days I laugh and I say, you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back,
Yeah.
and that's with any job or
Sure,
anything that you're doing,
Absolutely.
any fundraiser or nonprofit or whatever. But we try to keep doing the good work. And
But don't you get a lot of satisfaction out of seeing something that you've put on and see it really go successful?
of course,
That really gives you a good jump after it's over with to know, wow, this really went well. People really was involved, and
yes,
that's really a good feeling.
yes, it is a great feeling.
Yeah. How many? About to wind down, but how many members are there in the chamber?
We have about 500 members. Now, not all of those are dues-paying members. The majority, 90% of them are, but we have some that are courtesy members. They're, our government, our government, City of Madisonville Fiscal Court, those things. Those are courtesy members. But yeah, right at 500.
Right. You've taken on some new staff, employees?
Yes, we're happy to announce that Houston Knox joined our staff just a little over a week ago. He is a young man who's been involved in the chamber for close to 2 years. He's very bright and very creative, such a professional, and he's going to do great things.
He really is.
Yes.
And let me say about Houston, if you have not met him, once you meet him, you will not forget him.
Yes.
He brings a great personality to the chamber and a wealth of knowledge as well. And so that's always good.
It is good, and I can already tell a difference in the way that I've been able to work because, we for the past year we've had 2 part-time folks who have done an amazing job, and one of those, Jolynn, who our members know, will still be here. But Krista moved on to West Broadway. She's going to be working at West Broadway School, and she is amazing, and we will miss her. Yesterday was her last day.
Yeah.
I wish I could keep them all.
Yeah.
But we wish her the best, and she's going to do great there. But having someone here every day has just really been a tremendous help, and having someone to focus on things that really I have been doing for the past year,
Sure.
allowing him to do that so that I can focus on more things like strategic planning in the retail process, and what I see as more big picture type things will be very helpful.
Right, and as president and having to be out in the community throughout Hopkins County, it gives you a peace of mind to know you've got a sufficient staff to carry on while you're out.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's going to be great.
It is. If someone would like to join the chamber, we're going to put that on the screen as well, but kind of tell us how one can become a member.
Sure. I would love to come see you, but give us a call at 270-821-3435. We can sit down and talk. I can come see you, or you're welcome to come into the office. It is a simple application process. I can go through that application with you. Again, we can get you set up on ACH if that's the process you want to go, but we'd love to welcome you as a new member, let you join the chamber family, have a big celebration to welcome you on board. So
we encourage you to become a part of the Regional Chamber of Commerce here in Hopkins County. You will not regret it. It brings you great benefits. It will just a great, as we spoke earlier, a great way of networking and learning what Hopkins County is all about, especially this community that we still call the best town on earth.
That's right.
Here in the city of Madisonville. Leslie, anything that you want to leave with our listening audience? Anything else you want to share?
No, I love working with our partners. It's important that we're all working together, and I think we are doing that very well right now. Again, the college, the school board, our board of realtors, the city, our government officials, EDC, the chamber, tourism, everybody is really working together, and it's starting to really pay off. And
it really is. Yeah.
I think that's important.
It really is, and to see economic development being involved with the chamber more.
Yes.
Ray Hagerman and his group, and seeing how that is coming into fruition, I think really is good.
Yes, they're doing great work over there, and anything that we can do to support them. And I know, it's the same.
Sure.
They support us very, very much so.
And one thing we didn't mention that we would like to mention is that our ex officio members are made up of, as you mentioned earlier, elected officials from out Hopkins County.
That's right.
So they are part of coming and being in our board meetings.
Yes, they're always welcome and invited to attend our board meetings and provide an update to our board if they choose. And we've seen a few this past year, especially with the changes in administration. Starting this past January, we've had several come in to our board meetings recently, so we always welcome them and love to have a full room of them.
Absolutely. So. And we want to thank you for welcoming us into your abode here and letting us learn a little bit more about the chamber and being able to share it with the community. And please know that we're here for you. Anytime you'd like for Focus to come and something you want to share with the community, just let us know, and we'll be glad to do that.
Thank you very much, Tim. I appreciate the opportunity.
We've been talking to the president of the Hopkins County Regional Chamber of Commerce, Mrs. Leslie Corneal, and she's been sharing some of the great things taking place here at the chamber. Again, we're putting on the screen the contact information where you can get involved. You may know someone that would like to get involved as well, so we encourage you to do that. We're glad that you tuned in to this edition of our program. Join us again right here for Focus with Tim Thomas. By all means, keep sharing the dream.